Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Midwars tournament. We have this the second game of today, a BPro versus Project KONGOR. And pre-pro here on the Legion side, Project KONGOR on the Hellborn side. I'm once again joined by Gucci Donuts, who is going to be providing us with all the information and knowledge that he can muster. How are you, dude?
Hi, Dutch. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How are you doing today?
I'm not going to ask that like for the next 10 times. I'm just going to assume that you're doing good. Because I feel like I asked it, and that's fine. Okay, let's go for the bounce again. Let's so BPro, of course, coming out of a loss. What do you think the takeaway from last games were?
I hope that they let the supports get the support items, and if they have more than one, and maybe not go more than one, might be the key takeaways there. Also, maybe like have one more stun for lockdown might be a good takeaway there. Also, PK, I think, also recovering from an L this last game might have some learning curves on their own they might need to take. So this is going to be an interesting game. I've watched both teams, BPro and PK, multiple times now, and both teams very reactive, smart, incredibly smart players. So last game you saw like the use of the tablets right on time, the use of the saves right on time. You know, it's just very attentive and reactive, and I love watching that. So this is going to be a fun game to watch. Yeah.
So I think last game, notably, if I look at BPro's lineup and I look at the other team's lineup, the one thing that like strikes me was that Flux was just tanking like so much damage, right? Mm-hmm. With the 5 crushing claws at the start, having 1 HP, mm-hmm. and he was just like this barrier, preventing them from like going for the calamity.
Yeah, compared to Defiler who went tablet, right?
Yeah, or no like Defiler, Shell Shock. Neither one of those heroes like are tanky like Defiler is. So like Flux is, I mean. So do you think they're going to pick up something like that maybe?
Flux is open again, so it's highly possible Flux gets picked up again. These are very strong picks. I'm not surprised, if Flux, Shellshock, Engineer, Pearl, Alonia, things with huge AoEs, if they get picked up, it's quite common because the AoE combos are very deadly against 5, especially if you use them right with the Flux. It's just like, without Shrunkens and barriers early, it's very hard to stop.
Yeah. Okay, so then another question for you. The Hellborn side here is seeming to value the Tarot a lot. What do you think about Pharaoh?
About Pharaoh? Pharaoh has strong initiation potential, especially with the staff. Every so often, like I think it's like 12 or 20 seconds or something, he's in with another ult. And constantly trapping, hopefully, the carry and keeping him locked down. So even if he has 20 deaths, every time he dies, hopefully that carry is dying too with 20 deaths and not getting any kills, making it impossible for them to scale and win. So he's very much he knows he might not make it out alive when he goes in for his team.
Basically like a shell shock, I would say, right?
Yeah, very much like a shell shock. Except he can't take the rest of his team with him.
yeah. Because the Tormented Soul got like reduced in cooldown by 3 seconds, or like 20%, you could say. Which definitely, especially if you get something like a Grimoire later on, it can do some work, Mm. So I was kind of curious, like whether or not Pharaoh took off at all in Midwars. Maybe
he's very hit or miss, right? So if you're new to Pharaoh and you don't know what you're doing, you're probably going to cost your team the game. But if you're skilled at Pharaoh and you know like you're going to trap that carry every single time, then yeah, he can be very effective.
Okay, so
you have to have a team that's going to PK with you when you go in. If you're just going to go in by yourself and initiate for no reason, then it's pointless. But if your team knows like, hey, Pharaoh's going to trap this carry every single time and I'm going to PK and kill them every single time, then it's like pretty hard to stop. Yeah.
Okay, so your team needs to follow up.
Yeah, support would need to get some sort of tablet to tablet you out right away and make
No,
sure
no,
that
no,
happens.
no, no. Okay, so listen, right? What you do is you pick pebbles, you get a staff, you toss your 3 allies on the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh ultimates at the same time towards them.
Shell shock makeshift. Okay, I see. I love it.
So they, in theory, I believe they should always follow the Pharaoh at that point.
Yeah, I think there was a video made on this a long time ago by someone. I watched it. It was very funny to watch.
I think Heroes of Trolling may
Yeah.
have done this a lot.
Yeah, Heroes of Trolling or something like that. They made some really great videos. I used to love watching them.
Oh, absolutely. I remember this one bug with like the Nymphora and the Pearl, where if you would like time it right, the bubble would like have infinite lifespan. So like you would Nymphora TP like somewhere behind the enemy, and like right at the right moment, you would like Whirl Bubble, the push bubble from Pearl, and it would like go all the way from where you TP'd to like to the base, basically.
I remember this. Yeah. Just push them all the way back to their base.
Like while we're on the subject of exploits or clever use of game mechanics, have you seen recently what I did with the Tundra?
I'm not. No, what happened?
Okay, so I figured out that if the parasite jumps my bird, the Tundra bird, and I send the bird back to me with like the W from the bird, it's like an instant port back to me, basically. The infest follows the bird. So I was standing in well. The parasite was like in their jungle. And the parasite tried to W my bird. My bird got instantly spawned to my well. And the parasite flew for like 12 seconds with the W. Ended up in my well and died level 1.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a skill issue, I would say. Ooh, Deadlift. Now that's a hero I could imagine being good.
Well, he randomed it, right? So it's very interesting to see in a tournament.
Oh, wow. Isn't Deadlift like amazing?
With the staff, he is very strong, but he's also very counterable, right? Because all you need is like a Nullfire Blade, which a lot of carries go, or a Scepter, which a lot of supports go, and your buff is useless on Deadlift. So I'm more worried about the Flux NG combo, because NG silences, especially with the staff. So NG can throw the ult in, silence the whole team. Flux can pull them in or push them out again. You know, just like they're going to be silenced and dead no matter what they do. So Terror coming in to clean up.
The Perplex is big as well.
Hellbringer is going to be such a big pickup here if they pick it up. Oh wow, they switched to Shell Shock. So I don't know.
Yeah, they really value the Shell Shock, right?
Yeah, I think
funny enough,
bigger
I think
here.
Defiler could be a really good pickup against Engineer, because you can just send the spirits into the NG field. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, it is. But you're not gonna have time. Like, Flux is gonna pull you in right away. So you're gonna probably get silenced by the ulti with the staff before you even realize it. So it's gonna be very tough.
Yeah, okay. You just care about the silence and the perplex for 2 seconds, not necessarily about the continuous damage, is what you mean.
Yeah, because if the NG ult does do a little bit of damage, but if Flux pulls you in while you're silenced and then uses Q on top, like the squishies are pretty much dead. Anyone else left is going to get wiped. So a Curse is going to have a very hard time. Again, 2 supports. It's going to be very interesting to see. I just on picks, my money is on Hellborn this game.
And randoms. Picks and randoms.
Picks and randoms, correct.
Also, I believe
Legion coming up for an early attack here. Coming 5, going to try and pick someone off, maybe.
Oh yeah, I believe also Master of Arms also got a change, right?
Hellborn aware. Honor me giving a heads up to his team. Bought a ward. Will place a ward in a smart position to see Legion. Legion now knowing that they're spotted will try and retreat.
Oh, Empath Wall.
Hellborn will try and initiate with the stun here, saying, hey, you're on our side, we're not going to let that fly. But Shellshock coming in, will stun on top with the Moa Acid, will do so much damage, taking out 2 already, or 3 off the bat. Legion with a huge nuts coming up early game, taking 3. Big balls by BPro. Big balls by BPro.
Okay, this is what they needed, right? The Torture in this case is basically doing the job of the Flux. Because even though it's only a small pool, it's more than enough to...
Terra with the bind, trying to trap Moa. Moa with an acid will do a lot more damage to the team than Hellborn thought. Shellshock coming in with the counter stun, will stun 2 and take 2 down. Beautiful combination. 5... Oh, BPro really not scared, doing a lot of work here. Hellborn may want to chill just a little bit until they get a little more farm on Terra. Terra rushing boots instead of getting damage is kind of hard to see.
Yeah, Taro does really lack like base damage early on.
Yeah,
I think Taro might be, together with Soul Stealer, like and Flint, the lowest attack damage hero in the game. So, what would you get if you were like...
Empath with the wall, trapping the D-Sham. D-Sham getting stuck, will get saved with the Shellshock coming in and manning up, stunning for his team. Taro trying to get away, will not make it. Shellshock with the wave, but Deadlift with 1 HP walking out. Engineer and Empath low.
Did Engineer just port to the
yeah, he accidentally
tower?
ported to the tower instead of back to base, and Empath and Engineer will fall on that mistake, making now 8-0 with only 1 minute and 30 seconds in the game. So BPro really dominating here. Taro trying to come in and get a pick here at the tower against Moa. Moa with double damage will do some work on top though. Empath trying to help take this Moa down. Yaghar Dig really in trouble, will fall here. But good resistance, and 1v3. It took 3 of them to really take him down. So
yeah, they're not really making a lot of use of the Empath wall here, but I think the Torture is doing so much for them here, right? Because like if you saw last game, the Shellshock never got like more than 1 guy in his stun, because every time they just ran away. But
yeah,
the Torture just pulling them slightly close together.
Yeah,
it's so big for them.
And that's going to be Snark. So Snark really coordinating with the Shellshock, keeping an eye out for those initiations from Cardkai, and making sure that he's following up and pushing that pull right at the right times. So good job to Snark.
Yeah, plus like the arrest damage as you see right here.
Yeah.
It's a 6. Oh, that's a big wall.
Moa Acid really doing so much to this team that they don't realize they need some vestments or something, because they are not able to walk around because they're standing.
It's yeah, it's physical damage.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Good to know.
So, okay, so that's actually something I wanted to talk about with you. Oh, also, they managed Shaman, maxing Q.
Shellshock coming in with an initiation here with the whole team. Will leap in on the Empath and take him down right away, and will actually take down the Engineer as well. D-Sham in a little bit of trouble, will fall. Accursed, just walking away on that one. Taro in trouble, will try and get away with those boots, but those boots not coming in handy. Engie, honor me here, in a little bit of trouble, but actually saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to counter on this Torture and take him out instead. So good manning up by Honor Me, will get a kill on them. Now they're Hellborn trying to hold tower and maybe take out this D-Sham. Empath with a nice wall, Taro with a follow-up. Deadlift doing a little bit of work, and they will actually make the D-Sham fall. Hate not enough. Flux and Deadlift in a little bit of trouble. Deadlift now falling to the Accursed Torturer. Corden, Flux in a little bit of trouble, will make it out alive. So he might need to port back to the well here, but he's kind of hanging around tower in case his team needs him. But I don't know if that's going to pay off here in the long run.
Yeah, so...
Hold on. D-Sham with an ulti. Shellshock coming in. Legion not giving Hellborn a chance to breathe here. The score now 15-4. Taro
it's very
constantly falling.
Yep.
Yeah. Engineer really doing his best to make some magic happen with the worst case scenario. We'll try and take out and focus the Master of Arms, but with the Accursed Shield and the D-Sham, Master of Arms is just going to walk away unfazed. Taro coming in, trying to do a little bit of damage, but with no damage items, is just kind of tickling the other team.
Even Empath jumping him there was not enough.
Yeah, Torture trying to do a little work here and take out the Empath will work. Deadlift in a little bit of trouble, kind of overextended, trying to do as much damage as he can before he falls, will fall by the Shellshock. So, yeah, awesome, awesome, just initiations by Legion from the get-go, from the before the game even like before the creeps could even get up there, they were
Yeah.
up there, you know, ready to go and just hunting. And so, you know, they were kind of getting hunted a little bit last game, and they brought the energy to hunt to this game, and I love seeing it.
Yeah, they got like the early momentum this time.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like last time, they were like always on the defensive.
Yeah.
This time they actually got the early kills, and they can capitalize on that. Because if you look at
Yeah, Legion coming in, Deadlift in trouble, will not make it out alive. Flux trying to tank, also in trouble, will not make it out alive. Both tanks down. Taro now trying to run away. Angie with the stun trying to save the Taro. Taro with like 80 HP there will make it back to the well. Okay. Deadlift also trying to tank again, will fall. Man, this is just not looking good for Hellborn. I think, yeah, I mean, 23-4, I think this is going to be really tough to come back. Flux with the ult, now that they're level 6, I think Hellborn's going to at least try and make something happen. Flux with the pull, bringing all of Legion in, Accursed in trouble, but walking away with little HP. Torture trying to get something here.
yeah.
Kind of overextended on the Taro, will not overextend, will get the kill.
Yeah, so the Gnome's wisdom is healing him so much here. If he gets Grimoire, like, he's just going to be healing more than the enemy can possibly deal to him.
The score now 5-25, but now with ults, Hellborn still has a very slim chance. I mean, very slim chance. I'm surprised they're not calling the GGs, but
Wait,
I think they want to try. Yeah, after I think 5 minutes, you can call CC on this.
Oh. So the 15 minutes CC is dead. It's 5 minutes CC now.
In Midwars, yeah.
Okay. Well, to be fair, like, I think in a competitive game at some points, I also, like, conceded at, like, minute 13 or something.
Angie trying to silence, but it won't be enough. The shell shot kind of just went right through it. Deadlift. Man, you know, I got to give it to Legion, really. Playing aggressive and not giving them any room to breathe at all.
That is very BPro though. Like they play the same way in like Force of Kalfdar, where they just keep going in and just keep going.
I love it. I love that energy. I love hunting. I hate standing around and doing nothing. And there was like not a second of downtime this entire game. Constant entertainment.
But okay, so maybe they can like die, so we can actually talk about something else for like 5 seconds. As the managed shamans get chased here by 5 people. So the Master of Arms is W. It used to give like minus armor, but doesn't anymore. Oh, never mind, they're all dying again.
Yeah, but 65 physical damage here is a lot. That is
yeah, it used to give like -4 physical armor as well. I think. Yeah, okay, so if you like, you have the same UI as me, I believe. If you go to the left side and hover over the acid bomb there, it doesn't say like the -4 physical armor. But if you click on Master of Arms and like on the right bottom corner and hover over it there, it does actually say that it lowers armor by 4.
Yeah. So Taro picked up a Brass Knuckles. If it was me, I would have gone that Brass Knuckles first before the boots, because you need those charges early. By picking up the boots, you just those 7 kills you got, like you have no charges for those, for the damage on the Brass Knuckles now. So now you have to get those charges again.
I think he he finished Knuckles before the boots.
Oh, okay. I thought he rushed Marchers first. Maybe I'm mistaken.
No, yeah, he went red boots.
But
red boots and then Knuckles, yeah. But they just haven't had any kills, right? It's like even like a Taro with just Knuckles still doesn't do any damage.
It has to have 5 charges, then she can.
Yeah. I mean, Taro is like, it's the same problem like in Force of Kalfdar, at least as far as I'm aware. It's just difficult to like play Taro early on. Because if you get the late game, yes, you can like one-shot people, you can do so much, but like the base damage of that hero being so low is what's hurting him so much. Also, Deadlift ultimate used. I don't think I would have even leveled it this game.
Yeah, he did use it. It's like, yeah, I mean, it saved a couple seconds maybe.
Yeah. Like in general, like your W, like 1 point extra in your W is going to be more value than like your ultimate, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're on the other side, it's a lot more useful.
I guess, yeah. But even then, like, you're still going to be very low. Oh, that's a dead Taro. Oh. No, he's dead.
I mean, if you're pushing base and your whole team's down, like, it can be really useful to bring him back real quick. But if you're on your side, it doesn't make much sense to use it.
I mean, like, you're still going to be, like, low HP. Because it's up to 100% health and mana divided between all heroes. So say you, like, rest 3 people. There are gonna be 3 people with, like, 33% HP. Which still doesn't really allow you to do anything, right? I guess you don't see deadlift in Midwars very often.
No, I do. A lot of
oh, you do?
Yeah, they rush staff and they try and like push really quickly, but it works well if you're under like 1600, 1650. He's very strong, but once you're over that and you see that he's really easy to be countered with a scepter, with a nullifier, then
yeah,
he really doesn't get picked up that much.
Yeah, I think like deadlift needs to be level 7 before he can really start doing stuff. Because
he really scales if he has a staff and he's not getting countered, then he can just steamroll. Like.
Yeah, because I don't think necessarily that the value of something like a deadlift is in the HP that he gets, but more in the HP that he takes away from the enemies. I think that's the way. Yeah, I think that's the way to look at it, right? Because yeah, you're right. It's really easy to remove the buff on deadlifts, but if he can.